Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of July 12th through the 18th. And during that time, we first have a waning crescent moon, and that's a time of calm and stability, a good time for us to be thoughtful and growth oriented because we're thinking about what we may want to start when the new moon arrives, which happens on the 14th. So, of course, new moon is a time for fresh starts, new beginnings. Good time to learn a new skill or start new projects, make new decisions, anything new. So think about that. Then we have the waxing crescent for the rest of the week. That's a time of heightened senses when we're starting to execute those new things and making plans and getting started for things and just kind of living up to our expectations. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is that luck is on your side. That sounds lovely. Always good to have a little luck, right? As I'm shuffling the tarot cards, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you do take the time to learn something new while we're in this new moon energy. So, and I do feel like I'm learning something new every day, but I mean like a deep dive, like to really dig into something. This could be reading a book, finding a lecture, taking a class, that sort of thing. But kind of just take the time to learn something new and do like a deep dive. Give yourself a couple of hours to spend with a topic or whatever it is that you're learning. So that is just my fun weekly reminder for you this week. All right, let's get into this reading. Gemini, July 12th. Well, see these cards. Trying to fly out some of them here, a little too many. July 12th through the 18th, luck is on your side. And your present energy is the Death card. So some sort of ending. Hopefully it's the ending of bad luck if you've had some bad luck recently. But the Death card is just about, it's typically not about actual death. I mean, although it could be, you might have that around you. We all have people that are coming and going in life, so that could be. But typically it's about an ending, and it's about a bigger than usual ending. Where tens are kind of wrapping up a little project or something. Death can be, like kind of a major shift in your life where it's just the big end of something. I think of this like when my last kid graduated high school, it was like the end of an era of putting those kids all through school, and the start of higher education and different things that was all the different things that are going on when you have adult children. So those kind of shifts, it's kind of a big shift like that for you. Your current situation is the King of Cups. So through whatever this changes, you're very emotionally stable and also very emotionally knowledgeable. As I try to get comfortable here. So yeah, some kind of ending, but I feel like maybe it was an ending that you saw coming. For some of you, this could be, retirement. That it's something. It is a change, and it is an ending of something, but it's something you've known is coming, and you're prepared for it, and you're rip raring to go. So, whatever that is for you, good luck in your new ventures. At the root of your situation this week is you love whatever this is happening. So this is not like a sad ending. This is something that you are. And like I said, it could be retirement. It could be, the end of you going through some education. Maybe you're graduating from college or, finishing some other education, just some shift, starting a new job. So it's out with the old job, in with the new job. So whatever it is, it looks like you do love the change. Your heart is overflowing with joy about this new change. So that's good to hear. In your recent past, here is a Tower. So some sort of disruption or something that you're coming out of, and maybe it brought an ending to something. That's what happens with disruptions. It could be that, I'm thinking maybe there was some okay, let's just, maybe there was a fire at your home, and it seemed like it was catastrophic. It was a disruption in your life. It's all of these things that happen when you have something like that happen. But you turn around and it is the ending. You don't live in that house anymore, but now you're very emotionally stable. You were insured, you're ready to go, and you're in a new house and you love the new house. So it's something that comes, you've got this, it's the good that comes out of something that seems awful, but by the time you work it out and get through it. So if that's something that's resonating with you, of course, drop me a comment and let me know. Luck is on your side. So it could be that it was something that it was a disruption that was needed in order to cause some ending to make a good change in your life, if that makes sense. On your mind this week, as you're thinking about the future here and calmly moving through it and towards it with new thoughts and ideas here with the Six of Swords. So, as these changes happen, as endings happen and towers happen, but sometimes it can be, sometimes when you're in it, it is kind of hard to see, but sometimes you look back and you're like, oh, thank God that thing happened. It seemed horrible at the time, but it changed my whole life situation. I met this person because of it, or I got this job because of it, or, it just taught me something and it changed the way I think because of it. So, I'm getting that kind of feeling is that it's seeing the good side of something that maybe didn't seem great when it happened. All right, and what is just ahead of you this week is some judgment. So now that let's see, we've got like three major arcana. So this is kind of a big week for you. So judgment is about new awareness. It's about um, learning again through this tower, maybe through the struggle that you're making some judgment about something because some truth has come to light. It's like you're evaluating something, and it's almost like an evolution of things that you're learning, and this is why we have strife, right? We're learning lessons as we go through hard things, and we turn around and go, oh, I'm stronger because of it, and I learned this thing because of it, and now the next time it comes around, I'll definitely know better how to handle it if it was something new. So that's kind of what the judgment card is. It's like new awareness and new truth, some new thing that emerges out of it, something that surfaces. In your advice position here is the Four of Cups. So yeah, you're a little bit disappointed. So yeah, and it may be some of the specifics. I think generally you're pretty happy about whatever it is. That's the root of it, but there might be something that the universe is offering you that you're just not super thrilled about. And anytime I see this card, I think sometimes doing the thing that we're not super thrilled about can sometimes take us to a place that we weren't even aware that we could go. And if that makes sense, I'm going to let's say that I'll go back to the house example. Let's say that you didn't want a certain let's see, something when you would buy a house. Let's say that you didn't like the paint color that was inside the house. So you've got this new house and you love everything about it, but there's some paint colors in there and you're just like, ugh, I'm kind of, that's not really what I was really going for, and not really my thing and whatever. And so now you have to either paint or hire someone, and in that process of having to paint or repaint or do a thing, you run into an old friend, and it just sparks up your new friendship, with a new old friend, someone that you haven't seen in forever. And that's kind of where you follow a path that the universe is taking you. It turns into something positive, even though it's not something you feel like you're doing something that you're kind of disappointed in. But you look back and go, wow, if I hadn't needed to paint, I wouldn't have run into this person, and we hang out every couple of weeks or whatever. So that's what I mean about sometimes when the universe offers you something, kind of just go with the flow a little bit sometimes, because it can sometimes take us to places that we didn't really realize it could. Okay, what is beyond your control this week, Gemini, is the Queen of Pentacles. So you're definitely in a place where you're understanding how the world works. You're understanding things when it comes to money and material things that, um, there's kind of a flow to that, and you do understand it, even if, of course, I keep using this example of a house. And remember, tarot is a template, so these are energies I'm talking about. But you're in a place where you do understand, and you have really good control over that sort of thing, material things. So if it is a material thing you're struggling with, it shouldn't be too hard for you. What is your secret desire? What are you trying to avoid? Is Queen of Cups. So, here we are with the King of Cups, which is definitely the knowledge of emotional things, and not only that with you, but also the people around you, where the queen is the more feminine side of it. It's more like really letting your feelings show, showing empathy towards people, really talking things through with people, where the king's probably not going to have a super deep conversation. The queen definitely will. So is it your desire to do that and open up to someone and have those kind of conversations? Or are you trying to avoid that altogether? So think about that. There's no right or wrong when it comes to this card. It's really just asking yourself that question and then understanding your own answer. In your outcome this week, Gemini, is the strength card. So, with the 8 there, did we have another 8? I feel like we did, but no, we did not. Okay. Um, you're strong enough for all of this. Whatever this tower, whatever this ending, whatever these little consequential things that you're going to have to go through because of this ending and because of things going on, you're definitely strong enough to get through it. Again, it might be a little bit annoying. You might be annoyed at some of the things that the universe is offering you, but make sure that you know what you're saying no to, and maybe say yes occasionally, even though and it's almost like yes with an eye roll, like, okay, I guess I'll take that thing and run with it. So sometimes just say yes. That's in your advice position. So I doubt the advice is to just go ahead and be disappointed. I think it could mean in this position to go ahead and take what the universe is offering you and just see where it leads you. Okay, what is hidden from you here at the bottom of the deck, Gemini, is the Magician. So the Magician was also hidden, I think, in the Taurus reading. So you're not really at a stage where you're manifesting. I feel like you are kind of dealing with something, and this could be something that you already manifested. And that, even though it's a tower, do we manifest those things? Sometimes our negative thinking can manifest things, or if we need to learn something, it will manifest in the lesson will come about in the way of something that might seem a little bit negative too. So, but no Magician for you this week. Maybe next week, after you get things settled down, and even these tarot readings happen for a week, but life certainly doesn't happen in a week. This is kind of the energy. I feel like it's an ongoing thing. Just know that you are strong enough to get through it. So let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Let's get a wrap up here for Gemini. Final message. And the card that you get is to ask with sincerity. So wherever that might come into play for you this week, which could be just asking the universe with sincerity. You're thinking about these things that are moving you towards the future. And sometimes royalty can be, we've got two queens and a king there. Sometimes that can be family members and people around you. So if you need help, make sure you ask with sincerity as well. Sometimes if we're going through towers or coming out of towers, sometimes you do need help, and it's okay to ask others around you for help. I know that's not a very Gemini thing to do, but some of us are helpful and we like to help others. So, all right, what do you need to do in the way of self-care? Self-care for Gemini this week. And it's the card called Friend. Be as good a friend to yourself as you are to others. And that's always a great advice. So be kind to yourself, Gemini. And thank you so much for being here. I hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if anything resonated, or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you as well. And if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe is really kind of you. Thank you so much in advance for doing that. I do appreciate that. And it'll help you find me next week. Come on back and let's see where this energy goes. So thanks so much, Gemini. Good luck. See you next time. Bye-bye.